Hola, hola, hola. Ahora sí, tenía el micrófono en mute. Estamos bien ahora. Bueno, bienvenidos a todos nuevamente. Súper contento de estar acá en el primer workshop de lo que va a ser este Aleph Hackathon en la edición de agosto. Es la sexta edición de nuestro famoso Hackathon, donde tuvo diferentes versiones, muchos tracks en el historial, hubo de todo, y volvemos una vez más en este agosto con 10 chapters en 7 países, lo cual me pone súper contento y les mando acá el agradecimiento a cada uno de los organizadores de ellos, que si ellos tipo no le pondrían un poco de amor, nada de esto sería posible. Es la primera vez que tenemos un chapter en la Ciudad de México, así que súper contentos por eso. Un saludo, Diana, si me está escuchando. Y el resto son algunos amigos que ya nos han acompañado en otras ediciones, que otra vez se han armado para acompañarnos. Dicho todo esto, si estás viendo esto y no te anotaste el hackathon, estás a tiempo de anotarte. Tenés los links en todos lados, en la descripción de este vivo, en nuestra cuenta de Twitter, en la bio de Twitter, en la bio de Instagram. O sea, no tenés excusas para no sumarte. Seguramente hay un chapter cerca de la ciudad o de tu país, así que fíjate en la lista de chapters, están todas en Luma, sumate, anotate, andá a hackear IRL, y si no podés porque estás lejos o no tenés ganas, también lo podés hacer online, así que la posibilidad siempre está. Acordate de anotarte al formulario oficial y después también a tu chapter. Ya hay más de 500 inscriptos, así que va a ser un lindo hackathon. Y dicho todo esto, hoy a la mañana les enviamos un mail a todos los anotados, espero que lo revisen. Fíjense si lo recibieron en la bandeja, está en la parte de promociones o en spam, que puede ser que les llegue. Ahí tienen toda la información para mañana, desde los horarios, desde la plataforma que vamos a usar, que este año es Hacky, y toda la info que necesitan. Además, hay un spoiler ya de los tracks, así que esa fue la pregunta que nos estuvieron haciendo estos últimos días. Si quieren un spoiler de lo que son todos los tracks, información, premios y demás, bueno, fíjense en el mail, vayan a registrarse a Hacky ya para que tengan para hacer la submit y pueden ver info de todos los tracks y demás del hackathon, que además súper interesante. Antes de arrancar, hacemos un repaso. Tenemos hoy este workshop con el equipo de Pears, está Dave, que va a tener también uno de los tracks en nuestro hackathon. El día de mañana, 10 de la mañana, comenzamos con los registros acá en lo que es en Buenos Aires. Seguramente en las sedes que tengan ustedes sea similar. Y eso de las 10:30 en horario argentino, tenemos un workshop que va a ser IRL acá en Buenos Aires y lo streamamos online, donde vamos a repasar todo lo necesario para los otros tracks que vamos a tener, que va a estar Raquel dándolo. Así que bueno, por favor, quienes vengan acá, tómense un tiempito para venir antes, acomodarse y estar tranquis para el workshop. Y quienes estén online, ya lo saben. Así que bueno, va a estar súper lindo y que además es toda información y documentación que puede ser que la necesiten el fin de semana. Así que ténganla en cuenta. Todos los recursos van a quedar grabados, así que no se preocupen, se lo vamos a compartir para que puedan acceder tanto durante el hackathon como cuando lo necesiten para ver algo, para revisar. Además, tenemos 10 mentores, si no me equivoco, de todos los perfiles, tanto técnicos, más creativos, de marketing, de pitch, de go-to-market. Nada, hay una variedad muy interesante para los diferentes problemas que pueden aparecer. Así que bueno, dicho todo esto, creo que estamos para dar inicio a este workshop. Voy a cambiar de fondo y le voy a dar la bienvenida a Raquel, pero antes arrancamos en español. Cuando entre Dave hacemos el switch a lo que es inglés para que le quede mucho más fácil a él. Y cualquier duda, cualquier consulta la pueden hacer por el grupo de Hackathon, que vamos a abrir cada uno de los tracks con los canales. Así que cualquier duda que tengan, aunque sea la más simple, digan, che, lo pregunto, no, háganla. Puede ser que le interese incluso a otros hackers. Así que bueno, dicho todo esto, voy a cambiar el fondo. Vamos a buscar el fondito del Hackathon y darle la bienvenida a Rachel. Si me confirmás, Rach, te subo al escenario y te doy la bienvenida. ¿Me confirman? ¿Cómo estás, Rach? ¿Todo bien?
Hola, buenas. Muchas gracias, Tommy. Bueno, primero voy a presentarme. Soy Raquel, DevRel para WDK, que tendremos el workshop mañana, un ratito más tarde de las inscripciones, ¿vale? Pasadas las 10:30, me confirmó Tommy. Lo anunciaremos, si no se ha anunciado ya, en un ratito. Y hoy también nos gustaría introducir un poquito los que van a ser los 3 tracks. Vamos a tener 3 tracks con 3 tecnologías por parte de Tether, que son nuestros 3 principales proyectos de open source, que son Pears, donde tendremos Dave luego, ahora dándonos el workshop, WDK y QBack, donde tendremos los workshops mañana. Entonces, para hacer una pequeña intro en español, Pears es una infraestructura para hacer aplicaciones mobile peer-to-peer, ¿vale? Completamente serverless. Y ahora Dave os explicará más. WDK es Wallet Development Kit, que es un SDK en JavaScript y React Native para mobile también, para wallets. Y también que incluye protocolos para poder hacer una integración más friendly, más Web2, de protocolos como Morpho, Aave, Swaps, etc. Y por último, QBack es un SDK también, todo en JavaScript, para correr IA en local. Por tanto, tendríamos como los 3 pilares, que serían infraestructura P2P para apps, wallets y también IA. Por lo que, bueno, cada hacker va a poder escoger hacer cualquier cosa completamente diferente. Entonces, ahora vamos a introducir a Dave, que es el DevRel para Pears, y nos va a explicar un poquito más.
Sí, súper interesante todos los tracks. Creo que hay un montón de cosas para hacer. Además hay algunas sorpresitas que no vamos todavía a anunciar, pero bueno, quienes se registren ya en Hacky pueden ver algún que otro spoiler. Pero bueno, está súper interesante. Hay un montón de cosas para hacer y construir. Así que bueno, de paso, agradecerles a todo el equipo de Tether por acompañarnos en esta edición. Súper contentos de que así sea. Y si te parece, le damos la bienvenida a Dave y comenzamos con el workshop.
Perfecto.
Vamos a poner así. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Ready to talk P2P?
Yeah. If you are ready, start for the workshop, and the stage is all for you.
Beautiful. Thanks very much.
Amazing.
Hey.
You share your screen now?
Yeah, I thought I had. Oh, here we go.
Okay, take a minute.
1 second. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll share.
There we go. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. So, hey, everyone. My name's Dave. This track is for building on Pear. You've seen it, Pears with an S. That describes the ecosystem, which is the Internet of Peers. Pears.com introduces you to the Internet of Peers. But Pear is a tool for deploying applications peer-to-peer, and for building peer-to-peer applications. It loosely describes the entire ecosystem, the entire stack of peer-to-peer libraries, some of which I'll introduce you to. I'm sorry, Raquel, what are you saying? StreamYard page on top of the presentation. Oh, yes, that's because I've not moved it yet. Yeah, so we're gonna go through a walkthrough. I'm going to introduce how to install Pear if you don't already have it, and then we're going to I'm going to take you through the Hello Pear Bear boilerplate, and which is required for this task. I'm going to show you how to do a peer-to-peer update. Once you have all of that, you have the structure for creating a peer-to-peer app, because the dependencies that you need for peer-to-peer over-the-air updates, you need to build a peer-to-peer application as well. Although in this track, it doesn't need to be a peer-to-peer application. It just needs to be a standalone binary that does something that updates peer-to-peer. So it's up to you, but the basis is there within this boilerplate. So to install Pear, if you go to install.pears.com, you have different commands for macOS and Linux and Windows. So if you're on macOS and Linux, it's a curl command. It runs this script. Always, as a habit, if you're going to do something like this, read the script first. No, don't do that. I was hoping that would, let me just do it this way. There we go. So what this script does is it's deliberately written to be very, very small and straightforward. It finds the binaries on the HTTP server, downloads them, and then moves them to local bin, home local bin. And then it sets up your path if your path doesn't include home local bin by writing to an RC file. And that's it. It's the same for the Windows PowerShell using IRM and a PS1 file. Same idea. You can see same concept of getting the binary and then downloading it. And I think it places it on user local. Yeah, here we go. Path user, wherever the place is on Windows. So if you run those to one of those commands, it will install Pear. I'll run it on mine. I already have it installed, but you can see it run and fail. Refusing to overwrite, remove it, and runs to install. So I'm going to do that just to totally show you the full flow. Done. And then if you run Pear, you'll get some help output. You can there's a flag you can run, which is just menu. Oh, that's not actually in yet. Never mind. That's in the doc. Ignore that. So yeah, you can explore it through like Pear help, seed, for instance. That's the arguments, etc. We'll come back to this when we build the boilerplate. So Pear is about peer-to-peer applications. It's about deploying peer-to-peer applications. The flagship application that's built on Pear is Keat. You can get Keat here. This is, we'll download a DMG or whatever to your operating system, and then we'll just open the app. But Keat has peer-to-peer over-the-air updates as well. And it's also a peer-to-peer messaging app. You can find me on there at DMC0. As an aside, that's an example of the sort of application that can be built on top of Pear. For this track, the idea is to build a CLI tool, a terminal program, rather than a full GUI. So github.com /2 hello Pear bear. Let me actually just put this in here. Install.pears.com and the boilerplate. So to get started, what we want to do is we just want to clone the template. So we say git clone HTTP or SSH, whichever you want, and then to a folder. I'm going to call it my Hackathon project. Okay. So this is what the boilerplate looks like. We have a bin.mjs file, and that is built with Bear build with a standalone flag. So Bear build is a tool from the Bear ecosystem. Bear is a JavaScript runtime engine that has a very minimal core, and it's what you can npm install -gbear to try things out. But what we're doing is we're building a standalone executable based on Bear. So this is Node-like, but it's not Node. It's a minimal runtime. You have to install everything that you use, including the FS module. You install Bear FS for that. Bear build is a tool for building various formats, but the standalone flag builds the exes and binaries for Mac and Linux too, and that's where we can enter with our CLI tooling. So the bin.mjs file is passed to that Bear build command as the entry point for each. It uses a library called Paparam for parsing. It creates an app, which we'll look at in a second, an app instance. And then that app emits when it's updating. And then you can do something with that when it's updating, the updating delta, when it's updated, when the update is applied, and errors as well. So it's a very simple entry, which calls into this app class. App extends ready resource, which is a session class to inherit from. You implement _open and _close, and it does the rest. So really, what this does is it opens a worker, and this is a standard architecture that we use across all of our projects in general, with some exceptions. As a way to have a shared background option, a shared backend option, where you can essentially run the same worker for a mobile app and a desktop app and even a terminal app. So this terminal app that you build, it could have a worker, or it could have, or it could work differently. I'm just going to take a tangent for a second to discuss that. So this Hello Pear Bear boilerplate, it has different variants. The main variant uses the worker thread. There's a single thread variant, and then there's a daemon variant. So it really depends on what kind of program you're building. If you're building a one-shot program, then you don't really want to have a worker involved, and it doesn't stay open long enough for you to check for updates. So there's a article about this regarding this swap program. This just swaps. It just does an atomic swap of two paths on disk. But the situation there is it's just a very, very simple command. And so it opens to perform peer-to-peer over-the-air updates. It opens a daemon in the background that hangs around for a bit and has a bit of a rule set on like how many times it can run in a given time window and all that kind of stuff. Whereas if you're using the main or single thread variant, it's going to be something more like a terminal user interface or a REPL, something that's more long-lived. And that makes more sense then, because in terms of checking for peer-to-peer updates, your application gives room for that to happen. So only use the daemon template if you're doing something that's very one-shot, like a swap. So what I might do to, no, let's just go through the whole thing. So this sets up IPC, right? That starts a worker. This is just calling spawn and then returning a special pipe, which is passed to frame stream. And then so you don't lose any, so you don't have issues with chunking, basically. And then listens for messages from that pipe. So pipe on data, this on message, and then determines what that message is, and then emits. So that's how we get the update event and all that kind of stuff from the other side. So let's look at the other side, and it requires hello pair worker. So this is the standard piece. You don't really need to clone this and edit this so much. You can just, well, you will need to actually clone this and edit it and put it into your code if you want to start building out peer-to-peer functionality in this worker, or you can add another worker to do that, or whatever. But what this is doing is, here's the other side of the IPC passed to frame stream. Then it's starting. It's initializing the Pear runtime library, and that's the key thing here that provides peer-to-peer over-the-air updates. So it's when the updater on that fires, it writes that to the pipe, right? And so then on the other side, you see that in the come back over in the boilerplate. There's a update applied event. Sorry, there's a apply update method that goes the other way as well. But it's just communicating with the Pear runtime library. So this is the Pear runtime library that does the actual work under the hood. And this is where this is included into the Hello Pear boilerplate. Right here. Other things that are automatically included, Hyperswarm, and a few bare dependencies, core store. So these are just the sort of things that you would want to use when building a peer-to-peer app. But notice that the peer-to-peer functionality, it goes into the worker. And so if you're really wanting to work with that and you wanted to use the same architecture, then probably move that code over, inline it here, and then build it from there. We'll take a quick look at the single-threaded version as well before we then attempt to deploy something. So the app.js file in this case is the same format for the bin.mjs file, same exact format. But the app.js here is all in one thread. So here we see Pear runtime being included directly, Hyperswarm being used directly, and so you might want to use a single thread just to get moving quickly. You might not need a worker. The main reason that we use the worker is for parity with mobile and desktop. So probably going to be an easier mental model and less to mess around with, particularly to get to a POC point. It's going to be easier to use the single thread. So I'm going to actually switch to that one just to reinforce that. It's a single thread or single threaded? Single thread variant, single thread. variant single thread. Okay, so let's actually see what this looks like. How do we run it? So we run it by npm start. That's a dev mode. Updates are turned off. It's just for running the bin.njs file. You need Bear to run that. Again, just for development, npm ig Bear will install it. And then npm start to see what it does. Oh, my bad. We need to install node modules first. Don't forget to do that. And then npm start. Yeah, you'll hit this if you do what I did here. And that is because we need to fill in a upgrade key. And that's purposeful with the Hello Pear boilerplate, because the whole point of this boilerplate is to get you towards deploying your application peer-to-peer. So we can get a upgrade link by running pair touch. And we might change this. We're going to change this a couple of times, but to show it going through the stages. But to get started, we just need to put a link in here. And now, good. So it just prints out where the application storage is, and that's it really. And then we Control-C to exit. The point about application storage is that essentially, if you're running multiple instances of an app, then you need to provide different storage paths, because each of those storages represents that instance, and then you can get the instances to talk to each other. This is if you're doing peer-to-peer communication. So to build it, we're going to run make. That gives us Hello Pear Bear. Let's rename that actually. I'm going to rename it to my Hackathon MHP. We'll call it MHP. Going to build that again. So out Darwin ARM64 MHP. Good. Okay. So what you want to do for a full deployment is you run a make on each host machine. I'm on Darwin ARM64. You'd want to get an Intel Darwin, and you want to get a Windows x64, WinARM64 if you can get one, Linux x64, Linux ARM64. You build it on all of those, and then you assemble them into a single build folder. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just going to do this one, and this is a way to get started, and then you add the others when you're ready later. But to do that, I'm going to use the pair build command. So the pair build command, it really just copies files over, but the point of it is to conventionalize that process. So you need to give it a package.json, because it uses that to determine the upgrade link, which we've supplied here. And then you need to provide it flags for each of the host systems that you build on. Target is optional. So I think it just builds in the, I'm not sure what it does actually. I think it builds in the current dir. So pair build package JSON Darwin ARM64 app is an out Darwin ARM64 MHP, and target we're going to say out build. Okay, so now out build is set up like this, where it's got a package JSON file at the top and a by arc folder Darwin64 app MHP, right? Slightly different structure, but that allows for more to be added, while the root package JSON describes all of them together. So now that we have that, we can actually stage it to the to this key that we've created with Pear Touch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cd into out build, and then I'm going to go Pear stage and that key, and it's now written to that key. You see the version. This is fork length key, so it's 0, 0 and the key, and then afterwards there's been 3 appends, so the length is now 3. The fork stays 0. A fork means that you've had to truncate, so you're very rarely going to see anything other than 0 in a version like that. So once we've staged it, we can seed it with the same link. And now we can install it from that link. And if you have Pear installed right now and you're in the session while I'm seeding it, you can run this command with me if you'd like to install it to your system. Before we install it though, I'm gonna do Pear info and see what it says. Okay, interesting. Okay, that validates what we've seen. Length is 3. The name is MHP. It's the version number. Good. And now I'll install it. So I go Pear install with the link. If I put, oh wait, before I switch screens, I'll put this link in the chat in a second if you'd like to try it. It's not reaching it. Strange. That's probably a network failure on my side. Let me try that again. What I might just try and do is, unless there's a bug, I'm going to try the Pear dump. I'm just going to try and diagnose why that's happened. So I'm going to do the Pear dump command with that link. If you don't have Pear installed, you can use npx pear -install for the same thing. I'm just going to try that, see what happens. Same thing. There might be a bug in Pear here, and you need to put it on a different Pear instance. Let me try put this in the chat. If someone wants to try running Pear install on it, you should be able to reach my machine. It's an issue where the machine can't reach itself. If someone tries to run that, let me know. Raquel, if you can maybe run that, and then we'll see if you connect. Otherwise, I've got like an internet issue or some kind of Wi-Fi issue. Let me see. Let me think here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get different seeder to help me out. So this is a thing that we use for getting seeds pulled to another seeder. You probably won't have to do this. I think I have a fairly unique issue here, or it's a bug with Pear. It's fully unreachable. Okay, I have some kind of weird problem going on. I don't know if it's because I'm on this video call or something. I don't know what it is. But you should be able to install it from there, and it will put the MHP file into local bin. And then from there, you will be able to do updates, but I can't show you that without this. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to jump off for a second and then jump back on. I need to try something. I will be back. Oh, you have an error too? What's your error? I'll be back.
Ahí está. Tuvimos un error que había ahí un problema con la instalación de Pears, pero bueno, es un error que puede ocurrir en un workshop que está dándose en vivo, así que nada, todo lo otro es funcional, todos los enlaces, estos están en lo que son los tracks que los compartimos, y acá, denme un segundo que suba Rage, que quiere también compartirnos algo. Rage.
Hola, sí. Por un minutito, pero si no, lo que podemos hacer con Dave es
No te escuchamos bien, Rage. Capaz que se te desconectó el micro o se te cambió. Estamos en vivo, puede pasar todo. Hacemos switch de audio. No. Ahora sí. A ver. Puede pasar. Les cuento mientras que ya pueden ver toda la info y los docs en Hacky. Ya lo compartimos en la parte de recursos. Así que todos los que fue usando Dave, nada, ya están todos ahí para que entren, prueben. Así que todo eso ya está disponible y lo pueden ir haciendo ahora. Durante el día lo vamos a anunciar en Twitter para que la gente que no esté viendo el workshop también pueda enterarse de que ya está todo ahí. Pero nada, todo lo que es documentación, recursos, todo ya está armado. Si es necesario, igual y que nos comenta, lo podemos pedir una grabación async y lo subimos como recurso tipo de video para que lo puedan ver. Así que nada, pero toda la información quédense tranquilos que va a estar y está. No sé, Rach. No te escuchamos. Tenés el micro silenciado, creo. Si no te puedo hacer de traductor también, no hay problemas. Pero nada, quédense tranquilos que la documentación va a estar. Y además va a estar Dave, creo que mentoreando, así que cualquier duda que tengan les pueden escribir por Kit también a él para que puedas asesorarlos o darle una mano en lo que necesiten. Le vamos a compartir acá lo que es un canal de YouTube, que es el de Pears. Nada, que hay un montón de recursos, pueden entrar a verlos. Voy a poner un banner acá abajo para que quede también en el vivo. Vamos a ponerlo acá. Ese es el enlace de lo que es el canal. Si lo buscan en YouTube ya les va a aparecer. Ahí hay un montón de recursos y videos para que nada, despejen todas las dudas y cualquier inconveniente, consulta que haga. Ya lo hicimos en Telegram, que hay un canal dedicado a Pears, así que cualquier duda, consulta técnica o lo que sea necesario, pueden hacerla por ese lado. Así que, bueno, si tenemos novedades de workshop, si le compartimos un video, se lo vamos a estar haciendo saber por Telegram y por redes. Y creo que eso fue todo por este workshop. Nos reencontramos mañana por la mañana. Quienes estén en Israel en Buenos Aires, invitados a venirse, obviamente a hackear, que vamos a estar todos. Y quienes estén online o en los chapters, a las 10:30 les vamos a compartir el enlace, que obviamente va a ser público para que todos lo puedan ver, donde vamos a repasar todo el resto de cosas y nos preparamos para la opening, porque termina ese workshop y arrancamos con la opening. Y si arrancamos con la opening, es decir, que arrancamos el hackathon después. Así que bueno, preparados todos para mañana. Si están en equipo, asegúrense de que todos los compañeros estén registrados. Regístrense en Hacky para hacerlo submit. Pueden hacerlo hoy o mañana o el domingo inclusive. No hay apuro, pero bueno, si pueden hacer todo antes, súper. Y les repaso una vez más. En el mail les enviamos todos los detalles, todos los enlaces, el manual de hackers, agenda, los tracks, la plataforma, las reglas, está todo. Así que bueno, cualquier duda pueden escribirnos por el grupo de Telegram, escribirme a mí, escribir al equipo. Estamos para eso. Y bueno, nos vemos mañana. Saludos a todos y bueno, que sea un gran hackathon. Éxitos.